Okay, so quick disclaimer, this is a very sensitive topic. I am not promoting this unspeakable act. I am not justifying this unspeakable act. I am only bringing this up to clarify that Fiona Harvey, although guilty of a lot of things, is not actually guilty of this thing. But there's been a lot of confusion surrounding a couple of the emails that have recently surfaced from Fiona Harvey to Richard Gadd. A couple of these emails have been taken out of context, so they have been misinterpreted. Therefore, some very gross rumors are now circulating around Fiona Harvey that simply are not true. There are more than enough offenses that Fiona Harvey has committed that are true and things that she needs to be accountable for, but this is not one of them. And I don't want people adding this to the laundry list of crimes that she has actually committed. If you haven't seen my videos I've made regarding Fiona Harvey, I've made a slew of them over the last few months. You can just scroll over my recent videos and check them out if you want to get caught up on this story. Okay, so as we know, Fiona Harvey has filed a lawsuit against Netflix for $170 million. Well, July 29th, 2024, Richard Gadd submitted a declaration to the court in support of Netflix. Within that declaration are a slew of emails that Fiona Harvey had sent to Richard. We can go over this declaration and find snippets of the emails that she sent him. But if we click on the exhibits, we can see the actual email she sent to Richard. So as of the making of the video, I was able to download each email. And a quick shout out to those who donated to help me cover the costs of all those emails and other documents from the case. Thus far, it's cost over $82 to download all the documents available to the public. I will be going over those in more detail on other videos. But for this video, I just wanted to focus on two particular emails that both started rumors that are not accurate interpretations of the emails. So I wanted to clarify and provide the proper context of those two emails. Okay, so on the first email I need to clarify, this is just funny and lighthearted. This is nothing to take too seriously, but I did want to clarify a detail of this email that easily disproves the rumors that instantly started swirling around the internet when this email surfaced. It's biling beetroot, as they say in Aberdeen. I love that. It makes It makes me laugh even. Reams of blood. By the way, Pierce gas a great ASS. Pinched it last night. Great ASS. Alright, so when we look at the date and sender, it says from Fiona Harvey, 18/11/2014, which would be November 18th, 2014, nearly 10 years before she met Piers Morgan. So let's stop saying that she pinched Piers Morgan's butt when she met him for their interview. It was not Piers Morgan she was referring to on this email. It was just a coincidence this other guy's name was Piers. It's true that Piers is not a common name, but there are some others out there with that name. So what I want for people to do is before you start sharing information about someone or some event or whatever subject you may be talking about, just check out the context first and make sure you're not spreading false information about a person or an event. Especially if you're a YouTuber and making videos. It's really easy to jump on a story and run with it before you have all the facts. And even those on social media, whether it be Facebook or Instagram posts, or tweets on Twitter/X, or even here on YouTube in the comments section. Let's just try to make sure we have the correct context before spreading a narrative that may not be true. Alright, so now on to the second email, the one that has generated a ton of controversy but has been taken completely out of context, so I'll try to put it in its proper perspective. And I am not saying this is a good email by any means. The thing she says here is completely inappropriate, especially considering that they had not been having an actual exchange. According to Richard Gadd, he says he never responded to a single email she sent him because he didn't want to encourage her to continue messaging him all the time. Okay, so I can't actually say the exact quote on here. I don't want to risk getting a community strike from YouTube, but you'll be able to get the gist. I will just say MB in place of another word that would probably get me a strike. But by glancing at the screen, you can read the word for yourself. Now, to get an idea of the proper context of this email, look at the bottom line that reads, "I've done everything possible to calm me down." Okay, so in this moment, she was really stressing out over something. The main confusion from this email comes because she didn't use punctuation. If she had used just basic punctuation, sure, the email would have still been inappropriate, but it would not have made people think she bragged about committing an unspeakable act. This is why I always tell people, use punctuation, even if it's online. Just a comment or a tweet or an email to a friend. Just add a period to separate the sentences, to separate your thoughts. Otherwise, your messages get jumbled up and come across like this. So here's the controversial email that's been taken out of context thanks to her not bothering to add any kind of punctuation. Without punctuation, you can end up saying something entirely different than intended. So she writes, "I've MB'd, and I'm pausing here because I don't want YouTube to think I said this sentence, and looked at photos of cute babies. Now I'm gonna have a drink so I can cope when they tell me the wee poison dwarf has won. I've done everything possible to calm me down." Now, when I first read that, I misinterpreted it as well, and like others, just thought how sickening that statement was. But then I went back and read it over and realized her message was misinterpreted mostly because of the lack of punctuation. People, use basic punctuation. It's really not that difficult, and it helps readers from misinterpreting your message, whether it's an email, text, tweets, comments, whatever. If you're on your phone, all you have to do is double space and you've got a period. So they've made it really easy. So let's go back and read her email, but this time let's use punctuation. "I MB'd, period. Then looked at photos of cute babies, period. Now I'm gonna have a drink, period." These were all separate things in an attempt for her to calm down. She MB'd to try to calm down. Then looked at photos of cute babies to calm down. Then was going to have a drink to calm down. These were three separate acts, but because she didn't use punctuation, it confused a lot of people who then interpreted this email way out of context. So I just wanted to clear this up because I kept seeing people talking about her saying that she MB'd while looking at those photos, but she didn't actually say that. So I just wanted to correct that misinterpretation. So be careful of saying that online or Fiona Harvey might sue you.